Hello, ladies and gentlemen. We are going to do some more tech newsy stuff. Go! Because I didn't do one until last week. The game in the background is obviously Battlefield 3. It's part of the same. You may have seen Mad Dog's one put one up about us raging. This is sort of like the second match that we had when we started from the American side rather than the Russian side. It's just as ragey, but you may hear him speaking in the background. But okay, so the first thing we are going to talk about today is Google Maps are facing a ban in Germany.
Stop typing. Stop typing.
Why is this? Well, Judge in Munich has told Google and Motorola Mobility, which is a company that Google owns, that he is inclined to hold them responsible for infringing key mapping patents.
Fuck you, Todd bastard!
Basically, it refers to a computer system for identifying local resources. But Google has been unable to convince the court that this patent does not apply to technology used in mapping services. Now, Microsoft are seeking, and they're probably more than likely going to obtain it as well, an injunction against the Google Maps service. Now, I don't understand why. I mean, come on, it's a map at the end of the day. How many different types of map are there out there? How many different types of sat-nav devices are there out there? I mean, I know Google Maps are a bit more sophisticated in that you can use them to actually look at Street View and stuff like that, but why is this coming out now? Why not when Google Maps first started up in sort of like, I mean, they were taking the pictures for the Google cars and everything were roaming around in about 2006, probably earlier than that they were actually roaming around mapping out all the roads and stuff like that. Why bring this up? Why bring this up 6-7 years later? Why? It just baffles. It's baffling. I think it's just a way, probably, of Microsoft trying to get some money off of Google, or try to hinder Google from moving forward so that Microsoft can catch up. But I mean, Google is part of the PC community, as we all know. I mean, a lot of people out there use the Google Chrome browser. What the hell is a browser? The Google Chrome browser and everything like that. Google is a massive search engine. That's what it basically started off being. Sorry, I'm watching a video along with you guys as well while I'm doing this. So it'll just alienate. If Microsoft try and do stuff like this, it's just going to end up alienating Google away from Microsoft at the end of the day. I mean, they'll end up developing for Apple and stuff like that, and they'll just take the Google Chrome I was going to say browser off of the Microsoft OS altogether, off of the Windows OS altogether, and that would be a massive shame. I mean, I know it's based on a browser and everything like that, and there's not really a way, I suppose, of them actually removing Google from being able to being used on sort of like Internet Explorer and stuff like that. But come on. It'll also diminish their amount of users that use Google Chrome as well. But then again, I mean, there's a lot of people out there that are really into Google and they really enjoy Google. You get the Google phones and everything like that. You get a load of people use Google Chrome now. How many people do you know that use Internet Explorer still? If you know people that still use Internet Explorer, then they obviously don't know what they're doing very much. I mean, a lot of people now either use Firefox or Google Chrome. There's not many people out there that still use Internet Explorer. I don't know how this is gonna work out for them. I mean, I own an Android phone that has the Google sat-nav feature on it, and I think, I've used TomToms before, and I've used other like Garmin sat-navs and stuff like that, and the Google sat-navs are 10 times better. I think the actual software that you can get on your Android phones, I think that the Google satellite navigation is 10 times better than any of the others that I've come up across. And they're free as well. I mean, if you want map updates on a TomTom, you have to pay for them. Whereas on Google, they're completely free. Updates for them completely free. But we'll see how that pans out. But
fucking behind us.
We'll see. The unfortunate thing as well that Motorola Mobility,
He's in the lockers. He's in the bathroom, hiding in the fucking
who
bathroom.
Google own, basically Google own Motorola, they're to cut 10% of its workforce as well, because they're moving to streamline its mobile business rather than just piling loads of money in it. Actually make it cost less, but work better. I don't know how that's going to happen. A lot of the time, if you cut money from something, it doesn't end up being better. Second thing I want to talk about is the problems that everybody's been having with SimCity. Now, come on, we all know that this was going to happen. A game that has always on DRM, we all know that there was going to be some sort of issue with not being able to get into servers on even the first week of the game being released. Diablo 3 was exactly the same with Era 37. It's going to be the same. They don't understand how many people are actually going to purchase these games, and they take pre-orders way too seriously. They think, well, if 2.5 million people or so have pre-ordered this game, we'll make the servers be able to hold probably 3 million people. They don't understand that not everybody wants to pre-order games, and I don't blame people from not pre-ordering games after the debacle we've had just recently with game pre-orders. Starting with Aliens Colonial Marines, which was an absolute fucking... to be honest, I never played the game, and I never want to play the game. A lot of people are saying that it's worth buying just for the multiplayer, but the single player is just not worth anything, not worth a pot to fucking piss in. We had it again with Tomb Raider, where you weren't able to actually play the game without it crashing on Nvidia's 600 series graphics cards. This is why I haven't bought it. I mean, there is a fix out for it now, but that wasn't really so much as Nvidia's fault. It was more, I think, AMD preventing Nvidia from actually getting the game until Nvidia actually got the game to work on it the weekend before the game was released. So you can't expect a company, even someone as big as Nvidia, to get servers and to get stability issues worked out in like what 3-4 days. You can't expect that. I mean, there is a fix out for it now. I'm pretty sure it's just a quick fix for the moment, and there will be some other drivers out soon. But if you do have it, and you do have the 600, if you do have a 600 series of graphics cards from Nvidia, that being the GTX 640, 650, 660, 670, 680, and if you're lucky enough to have one, a 690 as well. But yeah, I mean, Amazon have actually released a warning
you get me with an 870 from there?
on their website to say that this game at the moment is currently unplayable. Now, it's not necessarily unplayable. It takes a long bloody time to get in and play it, but it's not necessarily unplayable. Technically, they've not said that it's unplayable. They're not stopping people from buying it or anything like that. You can still buy it. They've just put an important notice on the store for US Amazon store saying, I'll quote it here from the actual website, many customers are having issues connecting to the SimCity servers. EA is actively working to resolve their issues, but at this time we don't know when the issues will be fixed. But the British Amazon store doesn't carry any warning at all. Now, I downloaded it when I got home from work, and thanks to my absolute beast internet connection, is it 12.5 gig? I think the download was. That took 3.5h, and that's with patching afterwards. Now, I'm pretty sure that I'm pretty sure that doesn't because I had the beta launcher and stuff like that. I'm pretty sure it just updated that rather than installing a whole new launcher. I'm pretty sure I don't have internet connection fast enough to download 12.5 gig in 3 minutes. Sure I don't. But if you are thinking about picking up SimCity, I would advise you probably to wait a little while, maybe until next week, or I would say probably Tuesday next week, because I'm assuming that they'll work on it pretty thoroughly over the weekend. I would say probably wait till about Tuesday next week. More than likely, a lot of the games when they come out for release and stuff like that, they fix them over like launch weekend and stuff like that. So with this coming up to launch weekend, I'm sure that they'll get it resolved by next week. But obviously, no promises. There's nothing there saying like an ETA of when they will be fixed, because obviously a lot of people don't know, and probably EA themselves don't know when it's going to be fixed. To be fair, this is the numerous issues I've been having with EA at the moment. The first one I had was me and Xgrad were going to do a video on Dead Space 3 doing the co-op. He wanted someone to do the co-op with, so I said okay, I'll download that and then we can do the co-op. I purchased it on the evening that I said I was going to do the co-op with him. They took the money out of my bank account. I got no confirmation email off of Origin saying that your download is ready or anything like that, or your purchase has been successful. So I thought to myself, right, okay, maybe I quit the browser too early. So I went back, I purchased it again. Upon purchasing it the second time, I got a second email saying, I got 2 emails, sorry, saying that your purchase confirmation. So basically I purchased two of the same game. Now, when I looked in the,
you know that, right?
when I looked in my order history, it said that I had actually ordered the first copy in, on the 4th of the 11th or something like that, 2012. No, I was like, well, no, I didn't. So I eventually got through to live chat and everything on that. They know they're having an issue with Dead Space 3 for whatever reason. I'm assuming it's because it's been on sale. I'm assuming that's why, and a lot of people have been buying it. And apparently they've been having a problem with their processing servers, actually processing payments and stuff like that. They didn't seem to have a problem processing my payment. It seemed to come out of my bank straight away. So I managed to get through to live chat with them, spoke to them a few times, and then they assured me that I would have to wait a little while before I could download it. I waited about 48 hours, and then I decided that, being as I'm a UK resident, I'm a UK citizen, I am part of the EU, and the EU regulations state that if you have bought a product and you have not used it or unwrapped it in any way, you're entitled to a full refund within 14 days of purchase. So I brought the hammer down on EA a little bit there and just said, look, I am a UK resident, I am entitled to a full refund if the product has not been used within 14 days, so I asked for a full refund. They then offered me a refund on one of them and then a download code for the other one. I said, no, forget it, just give me a refund on both of them. And then I said, well, because of all this debacle that I've been having with you, I want something else as compensation as well. Which I then got a 15% off voucher as well, which I actually gave away on Twitter a few days ago to somebody who subscribed to me. Another point I'd like to bring up about that as well, and about the 25th of March, I also have a £15 off voucher for Origin, because, to be fair, I am not going to be using Origin anymore, so somebody else may as well have it. So on the 25th of March, if you are subscribed to me, everybody's name will go into a hat. Well, everybody who I know is active anyway. I'm not just going to give it to some random person who's not going to use it. Everybody who's active will go into a hat, and I will pick a name out, and you could be possibly winning a £15 off voucher for Origin. Now, if you comment, like, subscribe to me and everything like that, you're obviously classed as a more active user, and I will obviously make a point to actually give you more of a chance of winning than the people who just subscribe to me and don't bother watching, because why should they be rewarded when they don't reward me with a view? That's a selfish mentality that I have, and that's how it's going to stay. Okay, let's move on to the next one. Number 3. Now, as in the second thing I talked about being living in the UK and being part of the EU and everything like that, being good for purchases and stuff like that, it doesn't seem like it's going to be very good for pornography, because now the EU is going to do a vote shortly on banning all forms of pornography. Now, this is I don't see why they would do that. I mean, I'm a man. I enjoy pornography as much as the next man, but apparently it demeans women. Now, I'm sorry, but there are a lot of women that I know that watch porn as well. So how is it? How can it something possibly demean women if women watch as well? And if you are a woman and you're watching this and you say you've never watched porn in your life, I'm sorry, but you're lying through your back teeth. At some point in your life, you have seen a porn episode, unless you're majorly religious. Which, I mean, even in that case, you've probably just caught the glimpse of something at some point. Now, if they do this, I have a good mind to move away from the EU and go live somewhere else. Why did you leave the UK? Well, because I couldn't watch porn anymore, so I decided to move here to the Americas so I could watch porn. It seems a pretty good pretty good reason to move anywhere. Now, that's really all I want to talk to you about today. I mean, me and Xgrad this evening are going to be streaming, assuming we can get on, are going to be streaming some SimCity. Hopefully maybe Limey Fire Dragon, you may have seen him in some of the videos we've done before, will be joining us as well, and possibly Sniping Raccoon if we can get, obviously if we can get on. We'll be live streaming it at twitch.tv/GreyWolves360. I will put a link to the Twitch channel in the description below this video. We'll be streaming it for as long as we can be bothered to play it, to be honest. I mean, I'm working this evenings, but I work from home on a night time, so sometimes I have to go out, sometimes I don't, so we'll see how that goes. I've got a fair few cans of Monster, and I'm ready to play some SimCity. Obviously, again, assuming we can actually get into play a game that we have paid for yet can't use. So that's it for this week's Tech and Stuff. If you enjoyed the video, please comment, like it, and if you really enjoyed it, give us a subscribe, because I try to do one of these every week. I don't want to smash your YouTube feed with a video every day. I know people don't get the time to watch a video from one person every single day, unless obviously they're massive YouTubers and stuff like that you really do follow and everything. Then people take the time to watch them. But this series seems to do pretty well. I mean, until I can manage to get GTA 5 in September, when I start doing the Let's Play on that, the walkthroughs and the 100% guide and everything. I think I'm just going to stick with doing my tech and stuff, because I, as much as you, like and enjoy playing video games, and I don't always want to sit here and have to think about what I'm going to talk about over the top of them. So this is going to be the main thing that comes up on my channel at least once a week. Sometimes if there's some really decent tech news, I might do an extra one. But I hope you enjoyed it, and remember, if you do comment, if you are subscribed to me, then you will have a chance to win a £15 off a game on the EA's Origin service. Please bear in mind that the £15 off coupon does not apply to games brought out within the last 30 days. I was given the code on the 5th. On the 5th I was given it, so hopefully it'll work out for you guys. It is valid until the 31st, so when I give it out on the 25th, you will have roughly 6 days or so to use it. But just bear in mind, I will tweet it to the person who has won it, and I will give you the information on how to use it and when it's valid for. But
we're getting fucking hammered.
I hope you enjoyed the video, guys, and I will see you next time. Bye.